Welcome back to the JJ's Declutter podcast. I'm Julie,
And I'm Janice.
and today we're tackling something that plagues almost every home we work with. We're talking about paper, piles and piles of paper. Paper on the counter, paper on the dining table, paper stuffed in drawers, paper shoved into bags, paper breeding in your entryway like it has a life of its own.
So that's mail, bills, receipts, kids' artwork, school notices, manuals, coupons, magazines, newspapers, invitations, medical documents, paperwork for taxes. It just keeps coming. And even though we live in a supposedly digital age, somehow we still have more paper than ever. So today we're going to give you a simple system to deal with all of it once and for all.
We're going to teach you our 5 paper categories, show you how to set up a system that actually works and helps you figure out what to keep, what to toss, and what to shred. Because paper clutter isn't just messy, it's stressful. You can't find what you need when you need it. You're afraid to throw things away just in case they're important. And the piles just keep growing.
So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's talk about conquering that paper monster together.
So let's start talking about why paper clutter is uniquely overwhelming. It's not like other types of clutter where you can look at something and you know immediately whether you need it or not. With paper, every single piece might be important, or it might be complete junk, and you won't know until you actually read it.
That's the trap, right? Can't just glance at a pile of papers and make quick decisions. You have to pick up each piece, read it, think about it, decide what to do with it. It's decision intensive work. And when you've got a pile of 200 pieces of paper, that feels like 200 individual decisions you have to make.
Plus, paper comes into your home constantly. Every single day, you get mail, your kids bring home papers from school, you get receipts when you shop, work sends you documents, medical appointments generate paperwork. It's relentless. You could spend an entire day organizing your paper, and the next day, more paper shows up.
And there's the fear factor. What if you throw away something important? What if you need that receipt for a return or your taxes? What if that notice from school was crucial? So instead of risking throwing away the wrong thing, people keep everything. And then they drown in paper they don't need.
Solution isn't to keep everything. That's how you end up with 10 years of utility bills you'll never look at again. The solution is to have clear categories and clear rules about what goes where. When you know exactly what to do with each type of paper, the decisions become automatic instead of agonizing.
All right, so let's talk about our 5 paper categories. Every piece of paper that comes into your home fits into one of these 5 categories. Once you know what category it belongs to, you know exactly what to do with it. No more guessing, no more keeping things just in case.
Category 1 is action or act now. These are papers that require you to do something right away, and then they get discarded. So we're talking about bills that need to be paid, invitations you may need to respond to, appointment reminders, permission slips that need to be signed and returned, uh, parking tickets, anything that has a deadline and requires action.
These papers don't live up in a pile on your counter. They live in one specific spot, an action folder, an action tray, a bulletin board, whatever works for you. And they stay there until you complete the action. Once you pay that bill, RSVP on that to that invitation, or return that permission slip, the paper gets discarded or shredded depending on whether it has personal information.
Category 2 is archive or file. These are papers you don't need to reference more than once, maybe twice a year. but you need to keep them long term for legal, financial, or sentimental reasons. Rental agreements, home loan papers, birth certificates, passports, social security cards, wills, insurance policies, car titles, marriage certificates.
Also, sentimental papers, old birthday cards from people who passed away, your parents' wedding announcement, letters from your grandmother, your kids' first drawings that you really want to keep. These don't need to be accessible every day. They can go in a filing cabinet, a fireproof safe, or a clearly labeled archive box that lives in a closet.
Category 3 is household. These are papers that you reference regularly throughout the month or year. Coupons you're actually going to use, recipes that you want to try, appliance manuals, upcoming travel documents, receipts that you're going to need for your taxes, maybe the kids' sports schedules, takeout menus, warranty information for things that you recently bought, those kinds of things.
The key word here is regularly. If you haven't looked at that manual in 3 years and the appliance still works fine, you probably don't need it. You can find manuals online now anyway. If those coupons expired 6 months ago, they're not household papers anymore, they're trash. This category should be lean and actively used. And also, you should sort through this file on a regular basis to make sure you're not keeping things that are trash.
Absolutely. Category 4 is trash or recycle. These are papers that have no personal information on them and can go straight into the recycling bin. Junk mail, newspapers, magazines that you've finished reading, catalogs that you didn't request or that you're already done with, old homework that's been graded and returned, used envelopes, expired coupons, flyers, promotional materials, all that.
And here's the thing about this category, it should be the biggest one. Most of the paper that comes into your home is actually trash. It just doesn't feel like trash because it came in the mail or it has words on it. But if it's not useful, not important, and doesn't have your personal information on it, it's trash. Let it go.
Category 5 is shred. These are papers that have personal information on them and need to be shredded before disposal. Paid bills with your account numbers, old bank statements, credit card offers with those pre-approved codes, medical documents with your information, US tax returns that are older than 7 years, anything with your social security number or financial details.
You need a shredder. It doesn't have to be fancy, but you need one because identity theft is real and throwing bills into the recycling bill with your information on them is just asking for trouble. Yeah, I mean, you could get a scissors and do that if you got a lot of time, but just get a shredder. If you don't have a shredder, many office supply stores and banks offer shredding services, or you can get an inexpensive cross-cut shredder for home use. Some people in more rural areas may have burn barrels, which is a great option too. And in your community, they may have free shred days that you can bring your box to and do it all at once.
So now that you know the 5 categories, let's talk about setting up a physical system in your home to handle them. You need designated spots for each category, not piles, not I'll figure it out later, actual specific spots where each type of paper lives.
For action papers, you need something visible and accessible. This could be a vertical file sorter on your kitchen counter, a bulletin board by the door, a tray on your desk, or even a clipboard hanging on the wall. The key is that you see it every day so you actually remember to take action. Out of sight is out of mind with action papers.
Mm-hmm. For archive papers, you need secure storage that's not in your daily living space. A filing cabinet with clearly labeled folders works great. So does a fireproof safe for your most important documents like birth certificates and passports, or a sturdy archive box with dividers labeled clearly and stored in a closet or on a shelf.
For household papers, you need accessible storage near where you'll use them. So recipes near the kitchen, manuals near the appliances or in a kitchen drawer, kids' schedules on the fridge, coupons in your purse or car. These papers should be easy to grab when you need them, but not cluttering up your main surfaces.
Trash and recycle, you need a bin, ideally right where you sort your mail. Stand by your recycling bin when you open mail and immediately toss the junk. Don't even let it make it to your counter. The faster you can get trash out of your house, the less it clutters your space. And for
Mhm.
me, I have to walk out to the road to get my mail, and I have it sorted by the time I get back in the house. And so I usually will go directly to the recycle bin, and all that junk stuff goes in there.
And for shred, keep a bag or box near where you sort mail. Just toss items that need shredding in there, and when it gets full, have a shredding session. Or if you process mail near your shredder, just shred as you go. Either way works as long as papers with personal information don't end up in regular trash. Now, I don't have a lot of papers to shred, and we've got a really good shredder at my work. So I will put them in a folder in my work bag. And when I go to work every couple of weeks, I shred whatever I need to.
That's awesome. All right, so you've got your categories and you've got your system set up. Now it's time to actually deal with the existing paper piles in your home. And yes, we know you have them. We all do. So here's how to tackle them without losing your mind.
Set a timer for 12 minutes or hashtag decluttering dozen. Not an hour, not all afternoon. 12 minutes. Grab your biggest, most annoying paper pile and start sorting it into your 5 categories: action, archive, household, trash, shred. Move quickly. Don't read every word of every document. Just make a quick decision about which category it belongs to.
You pick up a paper and you can't immediately tell what it is or which category it fits, there's a good chance it's trash. Papers that are actually important make themselves known pretty quickly. If you're squinting at something, trying to figure out why you kept it, you probably don't need it.
When your timer goes off, stop sorting. Take your trash to the recycling bin right away. Put your shred items in the shred box or bag. File your archive items, or at least put them in a to be filed folder that you'll deal with later. Put action items in your action spot, and put household items where they belong.
And tomorrow or the next day, do another decluttering dozen session on the next pile. Another idea is to do one in the morning and then maybe another one in the afternoon. So you're doing small, doable doses. You didn't accumulate all this paper in one day, so you don't have to sort it all in one day either. 12 minutes here, 12 minutes there, and before you know it, your paper piles are gone.
Once you've sorted your existing paper piles, the key is keeping up with new paper as it comes in. This is where most people fall off the wagon. They do a big paper purge, feel amazing, and then 6 months later, they're buried in paper again because they didn't maintain the system.
So here's your new daily habit: sort mail immediately. When you bring mail into the house, don't set it down for later. Stand by your recycling bin and sorting station and deal with it right then. Junk mail goes straight to recycling. Bills go into your action folder. Important documents get filed or put in the to be filed folder.
This takes maybe 3 minutes a day. 3 minutes to prevent paper piles from forming. But you have to do it every day, or at least every time you bring in the mail, because skipping one day turns into skipping a week, which turns into a new pile on your counter, and suddenly you're overwhelmed again.
Also, do a weekly paper sweep. Set aside 10 minutes once a week to go through your action folder. What got completed? Discard or shred those papers. What still needs action? Keep it in the folder. What expired or is no longer relevant? Trash it. This keeps your action folder from becoming another paper pile.
And once a year, usually around tax time, go through your archive files and purge what you no longer need. US tax returns older than 7 years can be shredded. Manuals for appliances you no longer own can be recycled or donated. Expired warranties can go. This keeps your archive system lean and functional instead of turning into a paper graveyard.
So before we wrap up, I want to mention something really important. That is the Emergency Financial First Aid Kit. This is actually recommended by the FDIC, which is a US government agency. It's a collection of important documents that you should have ready to grab in case of emergency. Evacuations, fires, national or natural disasters, anything where you might need to leave your home quickly.
So this covers things like copies of your birth certificates, social security cards, passports, insurance policies, bank account information, and emergency contacts. You can download the complete checklist from the FDIC website. Just search FDIC Emergency Financial First Aid Kit, and you'll find it. Keep this kit in a fireproof, waterproof container if possible, and update it annually.
Declutterers, here's your challenge for this week. First, set up your 5 paper categories: action, archive, household, trash, and shred. Get the physical containers or folders you need for each category. Second, do one 12-minute paper sorting session on your biggest paper pile.
And third, start sorting your mail immediately instead of letting it pile up. Just 3 minutes a day standing by your recycling bin and sorting station will prevent future paper piles from taking over your life. You've got this.
Remember, paper clutter isn't a character flaw. It's just a system problem. And now you have a system. You know what to do with every piece of paper that comes into your home. There's no more guessing, no more keeping things just in case, no more piles.
If you need more help with paper systems or any other decluttering challenges, visit our website at abcdeclutter.com. We'd love to help you create a home that works for your life.
Absolutely. So until next time, keep it simple.
Keep it intentional. And as always,
keep
decluttering.
decluttering.